actually hailing now. You can see the little pellets of ice bouncing off the ground, and you can hear it on the boat. So Mark, how's your perfect day going? How's your perfect Zen day going in this hailstorm? So the hail has returned. We've almost left twice now, but there's thunder and lightning. We waited till it was far away and we were putting everything back in the boats, and then lightning struck basically just in the direction we're going, so we're gonna wait some more. So we're just putting out from Cedar access point. It's about 13 degrees, windy, pretty gray day. But my first time in the park being recognized by somebody who's seen my videos before. What's up, Art? Hope this video doesn't suck. That's supposed to be something about Cedar. When I met Alexis Outdoors Karina for the first time and her husband, apparently I was the first time anyone who's seen one of her videos had seen her. I was also at Cedar. Oh, was it Labor Day last? No, it was Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving. This is a Labor Day long weekend. We each took an extra day off work, so we have 4 days, 3 nights. So today the plan is probably about 10:30, 11 right now, and we're just putting off, and we have to make it to Catfish today for our first campsite. Turn in now. I'm starting to get waves going sideways again. Yeah, see, I think if you look right to your left, there's an opening with a sign. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah. So on the first portage of the trip, I was rowing. It's a 700 meter. After this is a little 300 meter, and we got a small lake to cross, and then we have the 2 kilometer portage, which is called Unicorn Hill. I've done it before. It's after you get through the uphill at the beginning, it's really not bad at all, and even that uphill is not the worst. But so far so good. So we're doing our quick little paddle between portages on the Petawawa. I was just mentioning to Mark how nice it is to be off Cedar Lake. Just one portage in, and I mean, I realize it's a river, but no waves whatsoever. We're going against the current, but there's almost no current, so it's just basically like paddling on glass. Yeah, I think we'll take the portage, eh? Yeah, it's a nice falls here. So we just finished the second portage, a little 300 meter going up the Petawawa. So this trip, it's me, Mark. His YouTube channel is The Other Guy in the Canoe on YouTube. or the OG in the canoe on YouTube. And so the whole point of this trip is we kind of wanted to finish off the last part of the Nipissing that we'd never seen. We've been down most of it twice in both directions, but the part that goes from Nadine Lake to Cedar we've never seen before. So we kind of wanted to, you know, basically make a trip out of this. And on the way there, there's Whiskeyjack Lake, which is an absolutely beautiful lake. So the point of this trip was to go to Whiskeyjack and then finish off the Nipissing. So we're gonna stop here because we haven't had breakfast or lunch or anything yet. Gonna have a little something to eat and keep going. So we're coming up to the 2.4K portage called Unicorn Hill. Thinking of throwing a few lines at the bottom of this rapid, but if I remember correctly, I don't think there's any pools right here. If I remember it being shallow, I might be wrong. Anyway, we'll throw a few lines, see if we catch anything. So in case you were wondering, this is what the 30% chance of rain looks like in Algonquin. There was 100% chance of rain. So coming to the end of the 2.4K Unicorn Hill portage. It's exactly like I remember it. One pretty steady uphill, and then it's just, you know, 2.5 kilometers, so it's just walk it. And it comes out, we have a tiny paddle and then a tiny portage again, like a 175 or something like that. Right where that canoe is the next portage. So that's the portage we just finished. Falls that we're portaging around are off in that direction. Looks like there's a little bridge here. And we're going to the portage right there. So right now we're crossing the lake that gave Mike his canoe paddling name. Another 80-meter portage, and then we're on the lake where we're camping for the night. So in my head this was a longer first day than it actually is, but I'm not complaining. Just means we'll fish a little bit more and get to camp early and make our steaks and do all that nice stuff for day one. So we're coming up to some rapids, this little 80-meter portage to Catfish Lake. Probably gonna fish them a little bit. Last time I was here, me and Mike, all we caught were perch and fall fish, but maybe we'll have better luck this time. There's 3 of them that I can see. What's up, buddy? We don't have any fish for you. You must have babies around. So we're looking for a campsite. We're just paddling around this island that's in the southern part of Catfish Lake. On the map it's identified as Shangri-La. So let's see if it merits its namesake. So just checking out this Shangri-La campsite, and it actually is quite pretty up at the top, but it's really at the like this island is you know, relatively high, and you know, it's a pretty little opening up here, but the access for the boats kind of sucks, and bringing all your gear up here, yeah, not my type of campsite basically. So we passed on Shangri-La, so we're gonna go look for a different campsite. So like I said, we passed on the Shangri-La island. We went just west of there. If you're looking at Jeff's maps, there's a cove that has the symbols for brook trout and lake trout on it. The campsite closest to that's the one we took. Definitely doesn't get much sunlight, but it's a completely gray and rainy day, so we don't care about that. At least the wind is blocked by the forest behind it. So here's the main fire pit. Mark's set up back there. We borrowed Edgar's hammock tarp, which is a DDXL Superlight. It's 15 by 10 feet, has 19 tie outs on it, so it can be it's just a gigantic tarp, and it only weighs like 1.2 pounds, maybe 1.3 pounds. So we took that as our, because there's absolutely no bugs whatsoever. Like so far all day today, the only time I saw a single mosquito was when we stopped at the top of Unicorn Hill, put the canoes down to rest the shoulders for a bit, and two mosquitoes flew around me. So there's no bugs so far. We'll see you around supper time. And here's my shelter. I'm in the War Bonnet XLC, the double layer lightweight XLC, and I got my summer underquilt, which is good down to 4 degrees Celsius. It's supposed to go down to 8. And yeah, set it up like this. Basically I packed really lightweight this trip, just because we're doing a decent amount of portaging and just wanted to make life easy for myself. So lightweight hammock, lightweight underquilt, and top quilt. So after supper we just had our steaks, just throwing some lines from shore right now. Mark caught a perch. So far I've caught nothing, and we got a rainbow off in the distance there. We had blue sky for a while, and now we got these big clouds going over. They sort of sprinkle every now and then, but in general it's the rain's pretty much stopped. So all packed up and getting ready to start day 2. So we're leaving our campsite on Catfish Lake. We pretty much just have to head due south and make our way towards the Petawawa. Our first portage is going to be going around the Catfish Rapids, doing a little trolling while Mark's getting his gear together. So on one of the portages yesterday, we came across this guy, talked to him for a little bit. He was saying that he was talking to some other people who said that the fishing was, like, you know, off the hook, which, you know, is going to be a jinx. It means that we're not going to catch very many fish. So, but I mean, yesterday so far we haven't basically fished at all. Both me and Mark had like no sleep at all, almost like 3 hours of sleep yesterday. So when we got to camp yesterday, we had our supper, and as soon as it was dark, we both went to bed. It's probably a good 10 hours in the hammock. Did some good. So today we're going to take our time a little bit more and do a little bit more fishing. So hopefully the fishing is off the hook. So our first portage for today is going around these rapids. These are the Catfish Rapids, and we're going to be going up. I think this is part of the Petawawa. So So we're going up all these portages. That's going to take us to Burnt Root Lake. So we're about to start the first portage of the day. It's a 365. So from this point until we reach Burnt Root, it's all stuff I've never seen before. We're going to stay on Whiskeyjack tonight. So these are the snowshoe rapids. It's a 425 meter portage right here on the left of them. We're going to probably fish these for a little bit and then do the portage. My first fish of the trip, a little tiny little fall fish, and away he goes. Fish right now. What you got? Fall fish. Another fall fish. Mark's hooked up with another one. What is it? Oh, you got a little trout. And I got another fall fish. First rookie of the trip for me. Mark's already got one. Beautiful rookie. Alright, gonna move on from these rapids. Lots and lots of bites. Didn't get many fish in the boat, but caught that nice brook trout, so I'm satisfied. We got lots more rapids to go before the end of the day. So we did that 450 meter portage, and now we got a tiny paddle, and then it's a little 85 meter portage, which we'll see if it's worth fishing and maybe worth skipping. Sorry? No, I mean, it's guaranteed that it's on the portage. Oh, rock! Side ferry, point your nose and just paddle to one side. So we just skipped the 85 meter portage. We're just able to paddle up it. And so we got a small paddle now, and then we're it's like a 380. I think it's a Cedar Rapids that we have to, we'll fish that and portage around it. Yeah, just lost a decent brookie right side of the boat here on Cedar Rapids. So far we've had a beautiful sunny day, but the clouds have covered the sky and it started to rain. It's much smaller than the one I lost, but got a little brookie Cedar Rapids here. Oh, and it's time to fall fish. Another fish on Cedar Rapids. What do we got? Oh, another fall fish. Oh, he's off. So the rain convinced us to stop fishing this little rapid. And so we have a little 380 meter portage, which takes us to Pearly Lake. And so we got to cross Pearly and then another portage into Burnt Root. Well, I just found one advantage for canoes over pack boats. When I'm portaging the two-man canoe in the rain, I stay dry because of how wide it is. Right now my arms are completely drenched with the downpour. It's actually hailing now. You can see the little pellets of ice bouncing off the ground, and you can hear it on the boat. So Mark, how's your perfect day going? How's your perfect Zen day going in this hailstorm?
I was trying to wedge my canoe up so I could just have some lunch underneath the canoe. It worked out too well. So, anyway, let's see what happens.
So we just had our lunch in the little downpour of rain and hail. And like I said, now we have to cross Pearly Lake, and then we have another portage into Burnt Root, and I think 2 other portages after that, and then we're in Whiskeyjack. So the hail has returned. We've almost left twice now, but there's thunder and lightning. We waited till it was far away and we were putting everything back in the boats, and then lightning struck basically just in the direction we're going, so we're gonna wait some more. This is probably our 5th attempt of putting our gear in the boats and taking off again, but we're actually in the boats now, so we're gonna make a go for it. We've been stuck here for a little while, so we're probably gonna cut down on the fishing and just make tracks and try to get to a campsite. The weather's so crappy, even this grasshopper doesn't want to fucking go around. You know, little grasshopper getting a lift from me. The sun started to peek through, giving us a little bit of a break. Still paddling towards the portage to Burnt Root. So, just coming up to the Portal Rapids. It looks like there's rapids on both sides of this little island here, and the portage is on the left hand side. It's just a little 150 meter to Burnt Root. So the plan was to make a beeline to our camp lake, but the weather's gotten nicer. We just checked the time and it's like not even 1:30 yet, so I'm gonna at least cast a few lines in these Portal Rapids, see if we can get anything. So after this portage, we have a pretty quick looking paddle just around across the top of Burnt Root, and then we have I think it's a 12 or 1300 meter portage to Robinson Lake. last portage of the day. It's a 75 meter. Should take us into towards Whiskeyjack.
Light at the end of the tunnel.
So this is Whiskeyjack Lake. It's a headwater lake. It's spring fed, I believe. The water, which on a bright sunny day, you can tell much better than this, but the water is an emerald green. And I've only camped here once before for one day. Didn't fish a ton, but the brook trout I did catch were absolutely gigantic. So to our disappointment, we just paddled all the way around Whiskeyjack, and it looks like the best campsite for us is the one we'd already stayed at the only other time we've been to Whiskeyjack. So we're gonna go back to it, and it wasn't a great campsite, which is why we're a little disappointed by that. But we did catch fish directly from shore, so there's that. So we're sort of set up on our campsite on Whiskeyjack. We have the communal shelter, which after when we go to bed tonight, Mark's probably going to set up his hammock under here, because we'd have to like clear a lot of brush to make a space for his hammock, and we have the spot here, so why not use it? And I'm on the hill up there, and up past my hammock is where the thunderbox is on the site. And so pretty much throw it on any dry clothing we could find, and probably going to start rehydrating supper soon. Maybe do a little fishing later, and that's pretty much the plan for tonight. So our 0% rain day just continues to give us miracle rain. It's been raining off and on all night long. So there's a pretty nice rainbow, which I don't know if it'll come through on the GoPro. But tonight so far has been a night of sitting under the tarp. So we're putting out on day 3 from Whiskeyjack Lake. Got the boats all ready, campsite's all cleaned up. So today we got a couple good sized portages to get to the Nipissing River, and then we're doing a bunch of kilometers down the Nipissing. So so far, like yesterday, beautiful sunny morning. Let's hope it stays this way today, and we'll see what the day holds. So we're starting our morning with a bang today. We got 3 portages in a row to do. First we have a 400 meter from Whiskeyjack into Ramona. Ramona's tiny, quick paddle across that. Then we got a 2 kilometer to the Nipissing. Then we got a quick little part of the Nipissing, and then another 800 meter to continue down the Nipissing. And then after that we got, I don't know, 20 kilometers of paddling to do. So should be a fun start to the morning. This is Ramona Lake. Next portage is just right on the other side. So Ramona is tiny. Portage is right there where Mark is. And that's the whole lake. little slippery. Driving at the Nipissing River. Just throwing a few lines, making our way to our first portage in the Nipissing. Just got myself a little fall fish. So that was about a little 2-minute paddle, but we were drifting and fishing, so it took a little longer, obviously. But we're already at the next portage. It's 800 something Nipissing to Nipissing, going around some rapids. We're back at the Nipissing, so that's the last of our big portages for today. Now you have the rest of the day to fish and drift down the Nipissing. A few more little portages, but like I said, nothing big. Another fall fish on the Nipissing.
I think I saw green paint on that rock the last time we were here.
What a difference from yesterday. So we just reached the Nadine portage on the Nipissing. So we're not taking this, we're just continuing down the Nipissing. But everything past this point is going to be new to us. We haven't seen this section of the Nipissing all the way down to the Cedar Lake. Names, you know, for the internet.
From Ottawa, Ontario.
So we're about to start the 365 meter portage on the Nipissing around Pearly Dam. Basically, from this point on, we can look at campsites and see if there's any that we want to stay on for tonight. Fishing the rapids of Pearly Dam. Easy, buddy. Rookie. Got a. Oh, it's over there. Got a 175 meter portage coming up to go around these little rapids here. The end of that 175 meter portage. Oh, slippery. Get in here. Another little Nipissing brookie. Oh, lost one. So So Mark's already caught a brookie, I caught one, and I just lost one at the boat here. Another little brookie on this rapid. We're had one big one. Most of them are this size though. Well, they're getting a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. He's good. So, this is where we're catching them. Beautiful little Nipissing rapids. And this pool right here seems to be stocked full of them.
Oh, you fucker! Dude, it was like this.
I've done it myself. You grab the line, there's no more bounce, they get off. Got another one on. Pretty sure we're pretty sure we're eating this guy. Jesus. Beautiful fish. So we're gonna move on because we're not sure exactly how far we're gonna travel till we find a campsite that we want to stay at. But we each dispatched the fish. We both had tiny suppers tonight anyway, so it worked out really well. Great spot. Definitely the best spot of the trip so far.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Coming up to the next portage, it's a 245 meter. I think there's one or two campsites either on it or right at the end of it. Man, it's really don't get stuck in that current, eh? Looks like it drops right off. So Mark's just filleting the fish now, so that they'll be ready to go once we get to our campsite. Just finished the 245 meter portage. There was two campsites on it. One was just an open area with no trees, and the other one was already taken. So we're gonna keep going. Coming up to our last option before we have to go about another hour of paddling for the next campsite after this. Unfortunately, I didn't start recording quick enough because Mark just gave the same speech I'm about to give to his camera. The campsite that we were hoping would be available is already taken. So we've got about an hour-ish paddle to the next campsite. It's the last one of the group that we reserved that where we're supposed to stay. But if it's taken, we just have to keep going. And there's only a few other campsites, I think, before Cedar Lake. So if need be, we might be camping on Cedar Lake. So, just got to the last possible campsite that we could take before giving up on the whole trip and paddling all the way to Cedar tonight. One hell of a hill to come up. Opens up nicely. The trees are, there's a lot of skinny trees, but there's still enough of them that we'll be able to make it work for the hammocks. So we're definitely staying here. This little guy is definitely used to humans. So we're losing daylight, but we just had supper. The trout with bacon was absolutely delicious. I don't think I'm breaking any new ground here, but I highly recommend Cajun fish crisp. Absolutely delicious. So we set up the group tarp mostly just to dry it out because it was soaked from yesterday. Mark's in the woods here, and I'm right off to the side here. And because we had to go so far today, tomorrow's going to be a really short trip out to the truck. So it was a windy and rainy night. We just finished packing up and we're putting out. It's our last day. We have a very short trip today. Quick little paddle, small portage, another paddle, and then a 1 kilometer. Then we're back on Cedar, probably a 20-minute paddle on Cedar if there's not too much wind and crazy waves. So that's the plan for now. Goes two ways.
Goes 2 ways.
Well, the river's going that way and that way.
Yeah.
That's 2 ways.
I noticed the other way.
I assume we just follow the heavier flow. They go to the same place. I see they go around this island. Oh, the portage's right here. I mean, is this on the map?
Huh?
Do you remember a third portage? This can't be the 1K. 900 something?
I noticed at the bottom it said low water.
So we just noticed this portage that we just came across says it's for low water, which this definitely is not. So we're just gonna run these little swift. Unfortunately, with the sun, or lack of, like, if there's any rocks, I won't be able to see them. So I'll just pay attention to the water, I guess. Yeah, couldn't see the rocks at all. Coming up to the last portage of the trip. It's a 900 something. It takes us around another set of rapids. I don't think they have a name. I think it just says dam on the map. So after this portage, we just have to cross Cedar, get back to our truck. It was a great trip, but it was an interesting one. Had every kind of weather you can imagine, often in a span of like 1 hour. We have hail, rain, wind, sun, calm, really cold, really warm. So threw everything at us, but still it's the kind of trip that I like doing every now and then. Do some good distance each day, fish where you want to fish, and always fun to get out with Mark. So I'm not sure if this is the last trip of the year yet, but we'll see. That's it for this one. There's a campsite if you want to stay another night. little sketchy.
Well, my boat got completely turned, man.
Oh, dude, I was fighting so hard to keep it straight.
When we first started, I'm like, hey, Cedar's on our side.
Yeah. Snack time.